7% of the population has O negative blood, which makes it rare and valuable. This blood type is incredibly important because it can be safely given to anyone in situations where there's no time to find out a patient's specific blood type. That's why O negative blood is known as the universal donor, and it's one of the first options doctors turn to during emergencies. But we face a problem. There's a real risk that we could run out of this life-saving blood type. Its demand is always high, but the supply doesn't always match. Years ago, some Native American families stayed healthy while deadly diseases swept through their communities. Scientists were puzzled by how they remained unaffected. Eventually, they discovered that the secret lay in their blood type. While early science couldn't explain it, today's advanced research and technology have started to reveal the powerful secrets hidden in our blood. Among them is blood type O, which may have played a key role in keeping some people healthy during outbreaks of disease. Blood does more than just circulate through your body. It's a complex system deeply connected to your DNA and the long history of human evolution. We all belong to one of four major blood types: A, B, AB, or O. These are determined by specific markers on your red blood cells called antigens, which are like ID tags for your body. Type A has A markers, B has B markers, and AB has both. But type O blood doesn't have any markers at all. Because of this, the immune system doesn't see type O as a threat, making it suitable for almost anyone in need of a blood transfusion. What's even more fascinating is that type O blood is more common in certain groups, especially among native populations in the Americas. This likely isn't a coincidence. Over thousands of years, human bodies adapted to survive in their environments. Blood type O might have provided an advantage in certain climates, altitudes, or disease conditions. These small evolutionary benefits could explain why it became more common in some places over time. Type O blood might even help the body function more efficiently. Imagine it like a delivery truck driving through smooth roads, delivering oxygen across the body faster and more easily. Because it lacks the A and B antigens, type O blood is often thinner and flows better. That's especially helpful in places like high mountain regions where the air is thinner. In ancient times, this small edge might have made a big difference in helping people survive harsh conditions. In tight-knit communities, the ability to donate blood to anyone was also incredibly valuable. If someone was injured or giving birth and needed blood, a person with type O could step in to help, potentially saving lives. This kind of role could make someone more respected or seen as essential to the group, increasing their chances of having children and passing on their rare blood type. Over time, this might be one reason why type O blood became more widespread in certain areas. However, it's important to remember that survival and health depend on many different factors, not just blood type. The environment, diet, community cooperation, and exposure to diseases all play a role. Still, the usefulness of type O blood in emergencies and its potential immunity advantages helped it stick around and grow more common in certain populations. Interestingly, where people live can influence which blood types are most common. Climate, local diseases, and even isolation from the rest of the world shape these patterns. Type O might be the most common blood type in the world, but it doesn't appear in equal numbers everywhere. Some areas, like Native American populations and isolated regions such as Pacific Islands or mountain villages, show a higher percentage of type O. When people remain isolated for a long time, without new blood types mixing in, one type, like O, can become dominant. Before countries were connected by ships and maps, the Americas were completely separated from other parts of the world. The people living there had no contact with outsiders for thousands of years. This long isolation allowed certain traits to become stronger, including blood type O. Over time, this blood type helped people survive in tough environments, such as freezing winters, high-altitude mountains, and exposure to new diseases. People with O blood may have had stronger resistance, lived longer, and passed their blood type to their children. As communities spread through forests, deserts, coasts, and mountains, O blood continued to pass from one generation to the next. Modern science allows us to trace these movements through DNA. By looking at blood types, we get a glimpse into how ancient people migrated, adapted, and survived in different places. Understanding the spread of blood types like O helps us not only learn about our ancestors but also improve healthcare today. For instance, in emergencies, type O negative blood can be given to anyone regardless of their blood type. Even O positive can help many people who have a positive Rh factor. That's why hospitals always try to keep O blood in stock. It's one of the most important tools for saving lives. But there's a problem. Type O blood, especially O negative, is always in short supply. Disasters, accidents, and surgeries can quickly drain blood banks, and many hospitals struggle to meet the demand. That's why it's so important for people with type O blood to donate regularly. Their contribution is life-saving, and every donation matters. Blood types also play a role beyond emergencies. Some studies suggest that people with type O blood may have a lower risk of certain health problems, such as heart disease or specific infections. This has opened the door to more research about how blood types affect our overall health. Doctors are exploring the possibility of personalized medicine, where treatment is tailored to someone's unique biology, including their blood type. This future could mean more effective healthcare, with treatments that are designed specifically for each person's needs. At the same time, we need to address the issue of fairness. While type O blood is common in some groups, not everyone has equal access to it. In many parts of the world, weak healthcare systems make it hard for people to get the blood they need. This is a global issue that needs more than just encouraging donations. It requires better ways to store and transport blood, stronger international cooperation, and a commitment to making sure everyone has a fair chance at survival, no matter where they live. There's another fascinating layer to this story involving Native American traditions. Some tribes marked their faces with scars or tattoos to show their identity and heritage. These markings weren't just decorative, they told a story. Different tribes had different styles. For instance, the Sioux were known for feathers, while others like the Iroquois, Navajo, Comanche, Cheyenne, and Apache had unique facial scars or tattoos that represented warrior status, spiritual beliefs, or coming-of-age rituals. These symbols were deeply meaningful and showed how culture and identity were passed down, just like blood types. Blood type O continues to be a mystery and a marvel. Its ability to help people stay healthy, survive disease, and connect generations makes it one of the most valuable tools we have in both science and medicine. While other blood types have their strengths, type O seems to shut the door more tightly on certain infections, making it harder for illnesses to take hold. That might be one reason why it helped so many people survive over time. Understanding blood type O isn't just about science, it's a powerful story about human survival, connection, and the incredible ways our bodies are shaped by history. Back in ancient times, before hospitals and medicine existed, small communities like early Native American villages were especially vulnerable to diseases. These close-knit groups lived far from the rest of the world, so if one person caught an illness, it could spread to everyone very quickly. In situations like that, having a strong immune system made a huge difference. People with type O blood were often healthier because their bodies didn't get sick as easily. That could mean the difference between life and death in a world without doctors, medicine, or treatment. But blood type didn't just affect how people handled illness. It also played a role in how their bodies used the food they ate. People in different areas had very different diets. Some lived near the ocean and ate a lot of fish, while others grew corn, beans, and other crops. Scientists now believe that blood type may influence how well someone digests certain types of food. Type O individuals, for example, seem to do better with high-protein diets, meals rich in meat and healthy fats, just like the diets of early hunters and gatherers. So, not only did type O blood help people stay healthy, it may have also helped them gain more energy from the food available in their environment. That made a huge difference when people were climbing mountains, living in dense forests, or fishing along wild coastlines. If we look deeper into how blood type O helped people fight disease, we find some fascinating clues. Back in the days before pills and hospitals, diseases were often deadly and could destroy entire villages. Some studies suggest that people with type O blood were harder to infect with certain illnesses. That's especially important when we think about diseases like malaria. Although malaria didn't arrive in the Americas until later when people came from other continents, studies show that people with type O blood often survive malaria better than people with other blood types. That gives us a hint that the structure of type O blood cells offers natural protection. Here's a simple explanation. Viruses and bacteria like to stick to the surface of red blood cells. Blood types A and B have more little structures on the surface, which germs can grab onto. Type O blood, on the other hand, has a smooth surface that's harder for germs to stick to. The germs often slide off or can't attach at all. This tiny difference could help someone live longer and avoid deadly infections, especially in harsh environments. Beyond health, Type O blood has also become a part of cultural beliefs and traditions in certain countries. In Japan, there's a belief called Ketsuekigata that says your blood type reveals your personality. It's like a horoscope, but instead of using birth dates, it uses blood types to guess how someone will act. This idea started more than 100 years ago when a Japanese professor named Tai Furukawa wrote a paper linking blood types to personality traits. Even though there wasn't scientific proof, people liked the idea, and it became very popular. Many still believe that your blood type can tell you what kind of job suits you, who you should marry, or how you behave in social situations. People with Type O blood are often seen as natural leaders. They're described as strong, confident, energetic, and determined. Some believe they're more likely to become athletes or business leaders because they don't give up easily and are always chasing success. But not all opinions are positive. While Type O individuals are admired for being bold, others think they can be arrogant or too focused on winning. These stereotypes sometimes lead to unfair treatment. In schools, kids have been teased or left out because of their blood type. Some teachers might treat students differently just because of what they believe about certain blood types. Even in the workplace, a person might be rejected for a job just because their blood type doesn't match the company's expectations. In some places like Japan, job applications have even asked people to list their blood type, which many people see as discriminatory. Dating is also affected. In Japan and South Korea, there are dating apps that match people based on blood type. Some people avoid dating others with certain blood types because they believe the relationship won't work. Newspapers and magazines publish articles claiming to tell you what kind of lover or partner you'll be based on your blood. Even though scientists have repeatedly said there is no real evidence behind these ideas, millions of people still believe in them. This belief system has even spread to places like Taiwan. People buy books, charms, and lucky items based on their blood type. Some visit fortune tellers who give advice based on blood. But what seems harmless can turn dangerous. This is known as blood type discrimination. It means treating people unfairly because of something they were born with, just like racism or sexism. People with Type O blood might feel pressure to always act brave or strong, even if that's not how they really feel. Others might be unfairly judged or excluded. For example, someone might say, "You're Type O, so you're probably too loud for this job," without knowing the person at all. Scientists have looked into this for years, and most agree there is no scientific link between blood type and personality. Blood type doesn't decide if someone is kind or lazy, brave or shy. Still, these old beliefs are hard to change, especially when they are so deeply rooted in culture. Being Type O can feel like a blessing because of all the positive attention, but it can also be a burden when people expect too much or judge unfairly based on superstition. Today, Type O blood continues to be important in a very real and life-saving way. In modern medicine, doctors have to match blood types carefully during transfusions. Not all types are compatible. But Type O blood, especially O negative, is considered the universal donor. It can be used for almost anyone in emergencies. That's why it's so valuable. When there's no time to check someone's blood type, Type O can be used to save a life. Even with all the medical technology we have today, Type O is still crucial. Researchers are also making progress in blood science. They're working on creating artificial blood, finding faster ways to test blood types, and even exploring genetic changes that might help more people donate or receive blood safely. But in urgent situations, nothing beats the natural usefulness of Type O blood. Blood also tells us more than just medical facts. It gives us clues about our past. Blood type is part of our DNA, which holds the secrets of our family history and where we came from. Scientists have found that many of the earliest people in the Americas had Type O blood. That discovery helps us understand how ancient people moved, settled, and survived in different parts of the world. DNA testing has brought family stories to life in amazing ways. One powerful example is the story of a person who found out through DNA testing that they were related to Sitting Bull, the famous Native American leader. That discovery wasn't just about science, it connected someone alive today to a legendary figure in history, proving that family stories can be real and meaningful. With modern DNA tools, people can learn about the regions their ancestors came from, how those ancestors moved over time, and how different groups mixed together. For people from native communities, this can confirm stories passed down for generations or uncover new parts of their heritage. It can even reconnect individuals with their culture after years of separation. For someone from a native background, learning about their DNA can be deeply emotional. It can confirm family legends or reveal hidden truths. It brings the past to life and helps people feel connected to something real and personal, not just history in a book. Scientists can now find specific DNA markers that link people directly to the original inhabitants of the Americas. That allows people today to trace their family roots back thousands of years. For many, this isn't just interesting, it's about reclaiming an identity that was lost or hidden after generations of displacement and forced change. These discoveries can also affect the present. They can help restore forgotten languages, traditions, and cultural practices. In some cases, they can support legal rights or access to benefits meant for Indigenous people. One meaningful story is about Ernie Lapointe, who learned through DNA testing that he is directly related to Sitting Bull. For him, it wasn't just about proving his family history, it was about keeping that legacy alive and honoring the strength of his people. But as DNA testing becomes more common, serious concerns also arise. Questions like who has the right to see or use this genetic information, how to protect people's privacy, and whether companies should profit from it need thoughtful answers. Being part of a native community isn't just about DNA. It's also about speaking the language, living the culture, and being accepted by others in the group. A DNA test alone can't show all that. Many people worry that companies are making money from people's desire to understand their roots, without giving enough respect or protection in return. Native communities should have the power to control how their DNA data is used. As these tests grow in popularity, it's important that they are used in a respectful and helpful way. In the end, learning about our blood and DNA can help us connect with the past, honor our family stories, and even reclaim lost parts of our identity. But it must be done with care, respect, and consent. Because behind every test is a real person with a real story, and every story deserves to be treated with dignity. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Like and subscribe our channel.